the
Hello?
Cornermen Radio. We back at you live with Barzini. We're gonna welcome Fax King on the show. What's up, Fax King?
Yo, what's good, Barzini? It's an honor to be on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. It's definitely good to have you on, man. So how you been today?
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, I'm in grind mode, man. I'm trying to drop these videos, and I'm getting ready for all these big fights today. What about you?
All right, let's get into it then. Since you there's a lot of fights going on tonight. What's your prediction on Chris Eubank and Arthur Abraham?
Oh, that's easy work. That's gonna be easy work. I think Chris Eubank has a point to prove right now. I think a lot of people right now in super middleweight division are ducking him, and it's gonna be tough. But I honestly see Chris Eubank with a knockout in this fight.
Wow. I haven't ever seen Arthur Abraham ever get knocked out. So that speaks volumes what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I just think honestly, Eubank, like he wants the big fights right now. He's about to be in this Super Series tournament, so I think he has a point to prove, and I think his dad is backing him right now for that knockout too.
Okay. Who you got for Lil Selby and Jonathon Barros?
That's gonna be a tough fight. That is gonna be a tough fight. In all honesty, I really don't like. I like Selby. I think he's a great fighter. I honestly just think that he's been on the shelf for a little bit too long. He's been on the shelf for too long. But I still think he's going to pull out this W. I mean, it is in the UK. Selby is a good fighter. All I'm saying is that I see Selby winning. However, I'm not sold on him right now. I'm not really sold on him. And to be honest with you, Jonathon Barros, he's a damn good fighter. I mean, a lot of people didn't think he was going to beat Hosono. I didn't think he was going to. His resume is a little bad. So I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think, but I see Selby winning that fight.
Okay. Who you got for Arthur Spitzer and what's the guy's name, man? You know what I'm talking about? Who Arthur Spitzer fighting?
One second. Yeah,
Adam Kownacki. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. But Adam.
I think Arthur Spilka. It was Arthur Spilka, right? Against
Adam Kownacki or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying too much attention to that fight. I'll keep it 100 with you. I'll keep it 100 with you. Like, I'm just surprised Spilka's still alive. I got Spilka in that one.
Oh, okay.
Is that on the Joseph Jr. card or?
That's the undercard of Robert Guerrero and Omar Figueroa.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting card. I got
who you got
in that
from
one.
Sean Monaghan and Marcus Browne?
Definitely Marcus Browne. I think I saw Sean Monaghan fight like last year or something like that. And I'm not really sold on him. I think he was supposed to fight Adonis Stevenson earlier this year. But at the same time, he was
supposed to fight him in June.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight him in June, and then I don't know what happened. He pulled out or whatever. But I got Marcus Browne in there. I think Marcus Browne is going to be that new guy. Is he fighting at super middleweight, right, or light heavyweight?
Who? Marcus Browne?
That fight.
Yeah, 175, light heavyweight.
Yeah. I think I got Marcus Browne in that. hopefully by knockout. I want to see a lot of these guys, progress in the sport. So he's a young, good American fighter. I think he's going to do well in that fight.
Okay. All right, what about Robert Guerrero and Omar Figueroa? Who you got in that one?
I mean, let's be honest here, man. I mean, they're just throwing Robert Guerrero out there now. Robert Guerrero is pretty much he's your prototypical journeyman now. It's official. Guerrero's tried. He's done his thing. He's a big name in the sport. But I just think that his time is past now. His time is past. I see Omar Figueroa winning that fight. Unanimous decision.
Okay. All right, let's go next to the HBO card, man. Who you got for Jezreel Corrales versus Robinson Castellanos?
I got Corrales, and to be honest with you, Jezreel Corrales is a problem. I honestly, everybody's kind of talking about, Regan down Lomachenko. Like Lomachenko and this dude Corrales are in the same division, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I think that that's going to be a cakewalk for. Now, it's Corrales versus Berchelt, right? Or is it Corrales versus
No, it's Robinson Castellanos versus
okay,
Corrales.
yeah. I mean, they're both
That's the
going to be on
guy
the
who
same
knocked
card.
out Gamboa. Well, not knockout, but made Gamboa quit on ESPN 2 in May.
Castellanos, right?
Yeah.
I still see, honestly, I still see Jezreel Corrales outboxing this guy. Corrales is a problem. Now, I could be wrong. However, I'm going with Corrales in this fight. I think that his boxing ability is going to be too much for Castellanos. I think, Castellanos did well. But I just also feel that Yuriorkis Gamboa didn't prepare for that fight. I don't think he prepared well for that fight. And also, I think Gamboa was moving up in weight or something like that. So,
Nah, he went back down in weight. Because remember, he fought Crawford at lightweight. He went to 130 to fight Robinson Castellanos. So, you know what I'm saying?
So he's,
but he did beat Ronnie Rose. He gave Ronnie Rose his first loss as well. So, you know what I mean? Castellanos is a problem, man. He's getting a lot of upsets. But,
I just think Jezreel Corrales is on another level. What do you think?
Man, I got Corrales winning. I definitely, man. I just can't. I feel like you got your two upsets, but Corrales is a problem, man. It's a problem, man. He's hungry.
Yeah.
And this is his first pro debut in America. So
that's true.
I just signed the Golden Boy, just signed the Oscar De La Hoya, so he's in a mission, man, to prove something. He's only getting $70,000 for this fight.
Yeah, he's not really well known in the sport like that. However, I think he's a problem. It's just going to be interesting to see, how these guys perform because. One thing about Golden Boy is that they put the pressure on you. If you don't win, they're gonna kick you out. Look at Gabe Rosado. He had his chances.
Well, Gabe Rosado, I don't know what I want his promoter, dog, because he always getting fights. Always.
Yeah.
Always. I just don't get it, man. This dude can lose 20 fights and end up getting another payday. I just don't understand, man. Gabe Rosado, nah, man. Some with Gabe Rosado, why all these guys is picking him.
Yeah, I mean, a part of it is he was kind of after he lost to Triple G, it was kind of like he was taking all these sort of paydays, I guess you could say. He was fighting Peter Quillen and all these guys. So he was somewhat of a journeyman after he fought Triple G. And then once he beat Joshua Clottey, everybody's kind of said, okay, Golden Boy picked him up, and then he went to go.
But
he
he's
had
been
his
on
chance.
Golden Boy forever. He didn't. He never left Golden Boy.
Really? He fought Lemieux.
Yeah, he was always signed. When Oscar went to HBO, I mean, he brought Gabe with him. Gabe never left him.
I could have sworn Gabe was somebody else, but after that Willie Monroe Jr. fight, it was pretty much just a wrap. Like, there was really no, then he signed with Eddie Hearn. If you remember, he signed with Eddie Hearn, and then he went to, he fought Martin Murray, and then he got robbed. So
that's what I'm saying. He keep getting main event cards, because if you think about it, he fought Gennady Golovkin, then Jayon Love, Peter Quillen, Jamel Charlo, and Lemieux. That's 5 losses. And most of them were co-main events or main event cards. Wow, bro. Like, yo. And then he gets Clotty. Main event.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Then he gets Willie Monroe.
It's crazy.
Another main event, co-main event. Martin Murray, a main event card. I just don't understand, bro.
I've seen worse, and you know who I'm talking about, bro.
Who?
Who's the fighter that we know that will consistently take L's in title fights, and then all of a sudden he's in another title fight?
Who you talking about, Austin Jones?
Of course, man. Like, Austin title shot Trout, man. That's his new name.
Oh, shit, man.
I'll tell you,
man.
After he, yeah.
That boy got a, I don't know, man. They love Gabe and Austin Trout, man. But shout out to them, man. They just, I don't know, man. I'm just not happy about the situation. But we getting a little off topic. It's a couple more fights left. Joe Smith versus Sullivan Barrera.
Damn, you gonna do this to me, man?
Yeah, gotta do it to you, man.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
This is a tough one, man. This is really 50-50, man.
I'm gonna keep it totally 100 with you, man. Look, man. Now, I'm gonna go back to the B-Hop fight, all right? I'm gonna go back to the B-Hop fight because a lot of people, I love the street science of boxing, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. 4 rounds, Joe Smith was getting outboxed. Now, what do we know Joe Smith for? What are Joe Smith's biggest wins? He beat what's his face? He beat Fonfara, right? He knocked out Fonfara. And then he beat Bernard Hopkins. Fonfara, to me, it's like Fonfara, we all give Fonfara credit and everything like that. Because he was the one who he was the very first dude on the planet Earth to stand in front of Adonis Stevenson and, actually take punches, right? But then in the rematch, Fonfara gets sparked. And I also think that Fonfara, after he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he kind of got some, a lot of gas to him. Then he beat Nathan Cleverly. He got a lot of gas to him. He fought.
Yeah, he started winning a lot, man. He was starting to get people were starting to call for the rematch in Stevenson. After that Joe Smith fight, it was all over for that situation because he had 3 wins after Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah, he beat Ngumbu. I don't know him, but he beat Chavez Jr. Then he beat Cleverly. Then he got knocked out, and people were kind of calling it a fluke. He got knocked out against Joseph Jr. So as much as he got knocked out in the first round, people kind of called it a fluke because they were like, all right, man, this guy, he just had 3 straight wins. Maybe he got knocked out, by mistake or whatever. And then he beat Chad Johnson. And everybody's like, all right, cool. You know what? Let's do this rematch between Don and Stevenson. Because, even though he lost to Don Stevenson the first time, it was like he put on a good show. He put Stevenson on the canvas, which is like, you know what I'm saying? That's like you're putting down like the strongest dude at light heavyweight. And then he goes to fight Stevenson, and he gets knocked out in the second round. So part of me is saying that Fanfare is not that good of an opponent. But back to what I was saying,
But I have to give, before cutting you off, I have to give Joe Smith that one because when he had that, he dropped Adonis Stevenson on that fight, the first fight, and then he had 3 significant wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he was from Ford was getting at his peak, man. People was like, yo, was kind of impressed with him. When Joe Smith beat him, I have to give him totally credit, man, because nobody has ever done that to Chavez Jr. Ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Totally, like, murder. You know what I'm saying? Homicide.
Yeah.
Then beating Nathan Cleverly, and Nathan Cleverly is the regular WBA champion at light heavyweight now. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a champion now. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give Joe Smith that credit. But the Hopkins win, I won $20 on that fight. But whoever thought Hopkins was going to win this fight? He was 51 years old. He didn't fight in 2 years. I just can't really give him the credit for beating Hopkins. The one thing I can say I can give him credit for is he was the first one to knock out Bernard Hopkins. So that's the only credit. I mean,
like you said, it was a 51-year-old Hopkins, and I think that I can't really put that on his list. Now, here's what I'm saying. Was he getting a little bit outboxed versus Hopkins in the first 4 rounds? Yes. Now, with Sullivan Barrera, I'm going to get to my prediction in a little bit. We know he lost to Andre Ward. He got outboxed by Andre Ward. Honestly, I'm going to put that loss on Abel Sanchez because I feel like after that Andre Ward loss, right, then he changed trainers. Because, you see, the problem with Abel Sanchez is he's not a fan of the sweet science. Most of his fighters, like Gennady Golovkin, he's always telling his fighters to, attack, have no head movement and all this and all that. The same thing he was doing with Sergey Kovalev. It just seems like guys do better when they're not with Abel Sanchez. So when we saw him leave, we saw Barrera leave Abel Sanchez and go to some other guy, he beats the hell out of Shabransky, which was the biggest shocker in light heavyweight in a while when he beat Shabransky. So, and then he beats Paul Parker. Honestly, in my opinion, I see this going 12, man. I see this going 12, and I don't see Cleveland Barrera getting knocked out. I see Barrera winning this by unanimous decision. I see him outboxing this guy. Could be a knockout for Barrera, but I mean, this is so tough, man. I didn't want to make a pick on this, but I honestly feel Barrera got this, man. You do.
But one thing I can say about Barrera beating Shabransky was one of the most avoided light heavyweights. You know what I mean? Like, people were talking about Andre Ward didn't want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He turned down Andre Ward turned down the Shabransky fight. It was a lot of rumors, man. That was Golden Boy's prospect of being somebody. You know what I mean? He had the same praises as Artur Beterbiev. The way they were talked about, man. 2 monsters coming up, just killing everybody. That's how Shabransky, I can't believe he won that Shabransky fight. That speaks volumes, bro. Or maybe Shabransky wasn't as good as people thought, but I'ma still give him the credit because this dude had a hell of a reputation. You know what I'm saying? Now, this
Yeah,
Joe
that's
Smith
true.
fight, man, this is a 50-50 fight, man. My thing is, I want Joe Smith to win. And the reason why I want Joe Smith to win, he's more to sell to the public.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Joe Smith win this fight, I don't know if you know, main events and everybody's saying the winner is fighting Sergio Kovalev in November.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That'll be huge.
And you know, it's Sullivan Barrera on the main events as well. So,
that's true.
because you know the Adonis Stevenson, he got this mandatory, and so everybody is busy. So they say in November we're going to see the winner fighting Kovalev. So, man, and the fucked up thing about this thing is this fight's supposed to be the main event. This fight is the opener. The opener. Corrales
really?
and Robertson Castellanos is the co-main event.
That just
Corrales, who has
speaks
never fought in America, is the co-main event. That's why I'm like, yo, Joe Smith, he's not a star. He's not as popular as people think he is. Because if he just open up for that, like, he's nowhere near being a potential, like if Andre Ward was looking for an opponent besides Adonis Stevenson in the light heavyweight division. Joe Smith beating Barrera is not going to get him, like, a big, huge payday.
Yeah.
That's not going to guarantee him $5 to $6 million to fight Joe Smith. That's not a sell.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Like, if you look at the light heavyweight division, it's nobody that are like the money fight. The only people in the light heavyweight division is Adonis Stevenson and Andre Ward. Besides everybody else, everybody's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We can bring Badou Jack a little bit, but he's testing the waters at 175 now. He don't even have his first fight yet, so he's going to be building. They're not going to put him right to the lion's den. I doubt that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody like, yo, the potentials is Joe Smith and Badou Jack, but they still got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? They're not as big star volumes as we people might think. You know what I'm saying? It's
I think
only
they got to
Adonis
become
Stevenson
big.
or Andre Ward.
Yeah, that's true.
It's sad,
yeah, it's unfortunate that, you know, there's really no, like, big, huge star in that division. But I hope, hopefully it's a great fight, honestly. Hopefully, you know, I don't know if it goes to the distance, but, and do you know what time it starts, too?
It starts 9:50.
For the Barrera one, right?
Yeah, it's 9:50 on HBO.
Oh, okay. And the Omar Figueroa, is that going to be in the midday?
Card starts on Fox at 8 p.m.
Oh,
and it's a triple header, so people are not going to see Omar Figueroa. By the time they see Omar Figueroa and Robert Guerrero, Sullivan Barrera and Joe Smith will be fighting the same time.
Yeah, I think people might switch off that.
Yeah, and I love Omar, but it's like Joe Smith and Sullivan Barrera is the fight that, because we already, like, you just know and finding out, but a lot of people know the winner is fighting Kovalev. So if you think about it, Joe Smith if he can beat Sullivan, Barrera, and Kovalev,
he'd be a star.
Next year he will be a star.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine. Think about it this way. I'm not saying he's gonna win all these fights, but let's say hypothetical. He beats Sullivan, Barrera. He beats Sergio Kovalev, and next year he fights Badou Jack in a super fight and beats Badou Jack.
Yeah, he'll be a star. He'll definitely be a star if he does that.
A motherfucking star. Now people would say, all right, we have a fight for Ward or Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah. But I don't think Ward's staying at 175 though.
Nah, yeah, I don't even. This dude makes me. This dude's making me mad sometimes, man. Like they disappointing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let's go back on topic, man.
Yeah.
Miguel Beltran versus Berchelt versus Takashi Miura. Who you got?
I can't. That's a tough fight right there. That's a tough fight. One thing about HBO, they can't take any more losses. HBO cannot take any more losses, man. They just had Kovalev get his ass beat. I mean, they don't have Pacquiao anymore. They're out there protecting Lomachenko. They're gonna do everything in their power to make sure Berchelt gets that W. Who went where?
Top Rank went to ESPN and ABC. Remember, they got the free TV deal. So you're not going to see Top Rank fighters really on HBO anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And HBO was kind of their homestay. HBO got to do something, man. Now they got Canelo left, honestly. But back on topic, I got Berchelt winning this fight. I don't see him losing. I could be wrong about all these picks. I've been wrong about a few picks the past couple of times, man. But I got Berchelt winning this fight. Hopefully, it's a good fight. I don't think it should be the main event though, but I got Berchelt with a W in this one.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. This is definitely crazy. I wanted to ask you, who are your top 5 active fighters that you love to watch right now?
Adrian Browne, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. Love to watch. I mean, I love to watch these guys. If you really think about it, definitely Browne, Golovkin, Canelo, and I gotta say Adonis Stevenson, man. That guy's a problem. Adonis Stevenson, and I'm going with Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
Okay. Yeah. What about you?
My top 5 fighters, you probably be surprised, man. Since Floyd retired, it's been Nicholas Walters.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter. That's my number 1. That's my number 1. Kell Brook is my number 2.
I gotta put Lomachenko in there too. Oh damn. I was gonna say Lomachenko and Brook too as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Kell Brook number 2, Keith Thurman number 3, number 4 Adrian Granados, and number 5 Adrian Browne. Those are my 5.
That's a good list. I mean, I don't know what Granados is doing in there, but that's a good list.
Yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna have my picks, man. But you know what I'm saying? These are the guys that get me like excited. Like, when I don't know about you, but certain fighters and certain fights give me the little butterfly feeling, like a little nervous when I'm about to see them fight. those are the guys that, I feel it in my stomach when I'm watching these guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that feeling.
man. Yeah, bro.
There's something about that, like a big fight week, that big fight week feeling.
Which one?
Like, when there's buzz around a big fight coming, and you can feel it. You can literally feel that buzz in the air. You can feel it, and when people talk in their videos, I haven't felt that since that Kell Brook Errol Spence fight, man. Boxing, man.
Word.
I don't know what to say about boxing.
But you know what's so crazy? You see, my top 5 fighters, majority of them, the 4 of them at least, have all had losses. They lost a big fight. You know what I mean? Browne lost to Sean Porter, his big fight. His last big fight, if you're not thinking about Mikey Garcia now in the future. But Adrian Granados lost to Browne. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's my 4 and 5 favorite fighters, but he lost to Browne. Nicholas Waters lost to Vasily Lomachenko, and Kell Brook lost to Errol Spence. And you know what's so crazy? I never wanted to see not one of those fights. I got excited because it was my favorite fighters once it got signed, but those are the fights I didn't want to see from my fighters. Nicholas Waters, my fight for him at the time was WBC Francisco Vargas. You know what I mean? When he was undefeated and Golden Boy was having him in big praise before Miguel Berchelt beat him and shit. But that was my fight for him. You know what I mean? I felt like Vargas and Waters would have been a Fight of the Year candidate because the way the two of them fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For Kell Brook, I wanted it for me and Kell Brook, I wanted for Keith Thurman. That was the fight, bro. A unification, Kell Brook and Keith Thurman. That was
fight.
that would have been huger than Errol Spence and Kell Brook. This dude, Errol Spence, at the time, he didn't beat nobody significant. So I wasn't super hyped. You know what I mean? Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, that would have been the best unification fight, bro. That was my top 5 fight, but Errol Spence ruined it. You know what I mean? Congrats to him.
Yeah. Congrats to him, too. I'm still not a fan of his, but it is what it is. You got the W.
So, right. But, you know what I mean? These guys, they lost, man. But I'm going to ride with these guys till the wheels fall off, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I got certain people who would just pick the top 5. They top 5 would be Anthony Joshua, Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward, Gilmore Rigondeaux, or Canelo or Triple G. Most people, casuals or people who just like to pick the best fighters, that's usually their top 5 fighters.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Earl Spence can be in that conversation, but that's not my favorite 5, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like Canelo because he's a true boxer. Before he was he was slow, flat-footed, and all this and all that, but now he's he understands the sweet science ever since he fought Floyd.
You know what? I'm so surprised with Canelo trainer. He don't. I haven't seen his trainer train anybody besides Canelo.
Yeah, that's true. I think they kind of have that bond. I mean, Canelo pays him, good money. So, but at the same time, I think that Like he's not one of those guys that wants to be training a million different fighters like Freddie Roach or somebody like that. He
But
wants to
most
just
trainers, all the top trainers from what's Andre Ward trainer name again? I'm forgetting the name for some odd reason. Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter,
yep.
John Jackson, Freddie Roach, Floyd Mayweather Sr., all these trainers, Robert Garcia, they got a whole list of killers they training.
Yep.
The top trainers. And it's surprising that Canelo trainer don't have at least one more fighter.
Mm-hmm.
When Canelo retires, what, you're not going to train fighters no more? Like,
yeah.
What you said, Fax?
No, I said that Canelo Alvarez. Check your Twitter, by the way, bro. Yeah, I was saying the Canelo Alvarez, like guys like that, like when you like, 'cause he grew up with Canelo pretty much. Like he grew up with Canelo. You know, he's been training him since he was small. So I really don't see that guy. I don't see him like going to other fighters or anything like that. Maybe later on down the road, but I just don't see it right now.
Right. You know, Lucas Matisse wanted to train with Canelo trainer, and I guess it never worked out. I guess he didn't want to train Lucas Matisse, so he went to Diaz, Timothy Bradley, old trainer. So.
Yeah, Canelo Alvarez is a good trainer. I don't know what Lucas Matisse is doing now. I don't know who he's training how to fight next.
Like, the dude don't even train Canelo brother. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Something going on with that team, man. But anyways, man. So, for the fans, what are your top 5 fights, man? So the people can know.
My top 5 fights right now are going to be Ward versus Stevenson. That's definitely a top 5 fight. I'm going to say Ward, Stevenson, Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. Obviously Mike Garcia, Adrian Brown, that's happening. I gotta say Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence right now. That's the premier fight. So Ward, Stevenson. I even say Canelo versus Charlo, man. Like that's the fight I really want to see. Canelo versus Charlo, and I think that Canelo doesn't want that WBC belt because he doesn't want to have to deal with another mandatory. That's what I think. He doesn't want to have to deal.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, Canelo people, like, they want a Floyd life where Floyd never had to face none of his mandatories. He got to keep his belts. I guess Canelo want to be in the same power position like Floyd, because you see Canelo just want to fight May and September. Before, back in the day, a couple of years, Canelo just wanted to fight. Sign a date, and we fight. Now you just want to fight May, September? Come on, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of these dudes don't want to admit that they really want to follow the Floyd trend, because most of these fighters are only fighting once a year or twice, like they're Floyd or Manny Pacquiao. These guys are in the 20s and early 30s, and they only fighting twice. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
Word to Keith Thurman on that. Keith Thurman, every time he has a big fight, he's injured a month later. You know, I just can't ride with him. I'm a fan of his, but I just can't ride with him the way he behaves in boxing right now, man. After that fight that he had with what's his name, Danny Garcia, he should have been back here by now. And then he's talking about he's injured and all this and all that. So, you know, it is what it is. But I just wish these fighters were more active.
Right. You know, people like to get on Adrian Browne case, right? Saying, he's not focused and and saying that he doesn't take boxing serious enough, right? But they forget Browne fight like 3 times a year. 2015, he fought 3 times a year.
Yeah.
All those other years before, he fought 3 times. This year, Browne is supposedly going to fight 3 times this year again. He's fighting in July and fighting in the end of the year.
Yeah, hopefully he wins this fight. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do at 140. I kind of hope that Terrence Crawford moves up so that Browne can just stay. I mean, not move up, but whoever wins Crawford and Dongo should fight Browne. That's what I think.
Right.
And then,
but I'm just surprised that people. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no! If Browne wins, that'll be great for him and his legacy, his career. But
right.
Who do you have winning this Terrence Crawford fight, man?
With the Ndongo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sleep on Ndongo, man. He's been doing the unbelievable. That's why they say nothing is impossible, man. You know what I'm
Honestly,
saying? But
man.
I'm going to let you know my top 5 fights before we get out of here, man. My top 5 fights, Demetrius Andrade versus Arizandi Lara. Francisco Vargas versus Nicholas Waters. Keith Thurman versus Jeff Horn. Yes, I said it. I want to see it.
Horn.
Because the way Jeff Horn fight, man, that could be, I think it could be a fight of the year, man. Candidate. I really want Keith Thurman to get that fight before he first fights Earl Spence, because at least if he loses to Earl Spence, he will still have a great career because he beat 3 champions. You know what I'm saying? So he was still, like, if he loses to Earl Spence, he would still have a hell of a career. You know what I mean? But I want him to get the Jeff Horn fight. And I want him to do the same thing Earl Spence did. Earl Spence went to Sheffield, UK, defeated Kell Brook. Keith Thurman goes to Australia, beats Jeff Horn, and then Earl Spence and Keith Thurman fight. That will make the fight huge, because the both of them went to their hometowns and different countries and took the world title. That would have been a hot sell. You know what I mean? I think the business people need to think about hiring me. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, well, all right. I said Demetrius Andrade and Laura, Keith Thurman, Jeff Horn, Waters, Francisco, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua.
Definitely.
And the only reason I want to see that fight more, because that fight, Tyson Fury, was really, he's still the king. He's still the king, and that fight, the both of them, Joshua and Fury, they hate each other, man. They don't like each other. And that will be for the King of Britain. King of Britain.
That's true.
And my last fight is Adonis Stevenson and Ward.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that fight, man.
Yeah, but
I know
we
Ward's
only got 1 minute left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like, it's great having you on Facts King. Give out your social media real quick so the people can follow you. Sure,
definitely. You can follow me on Twitter at Fact King Boxing.